Hello, and welcome to Great Sleep. Get ready to listen and relax. Today I'm going to tell you a cozy bedtime story, how a photographer went looking for inspiration in a cozy winter house in the woods. The wind howled through the barren trees as Ethan Thompson stood at the edge of a bustling city street, his camera hanging loosely from his shoulder. The constant noise and chaos of the city had left him feeling drained and disconnected from his passion for photography. He longed for solace and inspiration, a chance to escape the concrete jungle and reconnect with nature's raw beauty. With this longing in his heart, Ethan made a decision. He would spend a weekend at a secluded winter house, nestled deep within the snowy forest. It was a place he had heard whispers of, a place where time seemed to stand still and the world was blanketed in a pristine white canvas. He hoped that this retreat would provide him with the solitude and inspiration he so desperately sought. Ethan packed his camera gear and embarked on a journey that would take him far away from the hustle and bustle of the city. As he drove through winding roads that led deeper into the untouched wilderness, he felt a sense of anticipation building within him. The snow-covered landscape mesmerized him, each twist and turn revealing a new vista of breathtaking beauty. Finally, after hours of driving, Ethan arrived at the winter house. It stood tall and proud amidst towering pine trees, its rustic charm blending seamlessly with the surrounding wilderness. He stepped out of his car and took in a deep breath, filling his lungs with the crisp, clean air. It was as if he could taste the tranquility that awaited him. The front door creaked open as Ethan entered the winter house. The warmth from the crackling fire in the stone fireplace greeted him, enveloping him in a cozy embrace. The large windows offered panoramic views of the snow-covered landscape, inviting him to lose himself in its ethereal beauty. He explored every nook and cranny of the winter house, discovering hidden corners and secret alcoves. The walls were adorned with photographs and paintings, each capturing a moment of nature's splendor. It was clear that this place had been a sanctuary for artists and dreamers alike. As the evening settled in, Ethan curled up on a plush armchair, a mug of steaming hot cocoa in his hands. He watched as the snowflakes danced outside the window, their delicate beauty mesmerizing him. It was in this moment that he felt a sense of peace wash over him, a deep connection to the natural world. Ethan woke up early the next morning, eager to explore the winter house and its surroundings. He slipped on his warmest coat and stepped outside, his breath visible in the cold air. The snow crunched beneath his boots as he made his way towards the frozen lake nearby. The winter house was surrounded by towering pine trees, their branches heavy with snow. The silence was almost deafening, broken only by the occasional chirping of birds or the distant howl of a wolf. Ethan felt a sense of solitude and serenity wash over him as he took in the untouched beauty of the winter landscape. He ventured back inside the winter house, feeling a sense of warmth and coziness envelop him once again. The crackling fire in the stone fireplace beckoned him, inviting him to sit and reflect. He picked up his camera and began to browse through the photographs he had taken so far, each one capturing a moment of stillness and beauty. As he sat by the window, watching the snowflakes fall gently to the ground, Ethan couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of purpose. This retreat was exactly what he needed to reconnect with his art and find inspiration once again. Ethan ventured out into the nearby town, eager to learn more about the history and power of nature in the area. He stumbled upon a small cafe, its warm lights inviting him in from the cold. As he sipped his coffee, he struck up a conversation with an elderly man sitting at the next table. The man introduced himself as Samuel, a lifelong resident of the town. His eyes sparkled with wisdom as he shared stories of how the winter landscape had inspired countless artists throughout the years. He spoke of painters who had captured the ethereal light bouncing off the snow, writers who had found solace in the silence of the forest, and photographers who had immortalized moments of pure magic. Listening to Samuel's tales, Ethan felt a deep sense of awe and reverence for the transformative power of nature. He realized that he was not alone in his quest for solace and inspiration, that countless others had sought refuge in this very place. Samuel invited Ethan to join him on a walk through the town, pointing out landmarks and sharing anecdotes along the way. They passed by a small art gallery, its walls adorned with paintings that depicted the beauty of the winter landscape. Ethan couldn't help but feel a sense of kinship with these artists, their work a testament to the enduring power of nature's beauty. Armed with his camera, Ethan ventured out into the snowy forest, his footsteps leaving imprints on the untouched canvas. The air was crisp and cold, biting at his cheeks, but he hardly noticed as he became immersed in the winter wonderland. He marveled at the delicate snowflakes falling from the sky, each one unique and beautiful in its own right. He captured close-ups of the intricate patterns, their fragile nature reminding him of the fleeting moments that make up life. As he wandered deeper into the forest, Ethan encountered wildlife that added to his sense of wonder and inspiration. A deer, its breath visible in the cold air, stood majestically against a backdrop of towering pines. A family of rabbits hopped playfully through the snow, leaving tiny tracks behind. Each encounter filled Ethan's heart with a sense of gratitude for the natural world. He stumbled upon a frozen creek, its surface covered in a thin layer of ice. The sunlight filtered through the trees, casting a soft glow on the frozen landscape. Ethan set up his tripod and captured the scene, the reflection of the trees on the icy surface creating a mesmerizing composition. As he made his way back to the winter house, Ethan couldn't help but feel a deep sense of fulfillment. The winter landscape had become his muse, inspiring him to see the world through a different lens. Back at the winter house, Ethan spent time alone, reflecting on his life, art, and purpose. He sat by the window, his camera resting beside him, as he watched the snowflakes fall gently to the ground. The silence enveloped him, allowing his thoughts to wander and unravel. He contemplated the direction of his photography career, feeling a sense of restlessness and uncertainty. The city had offered him opportunities and exposure, but it had also stifled his creativity and left him feeling disconnected from his art. In this moment of solitude, he longed for a deeper connection, a chance to capture the essence of life's beauty. As he delved deeper into his thoughts, Ethan realized that he had lost sight of why he became a photographer in the first place. It wasn't about fame or recognition, it was about capturing moments that stirred the soul, moments that reminded people of the inherent beauty in the world. He made a promise to himself that he would no longer chase after the fleeting trends of the art world. Instead, he would focus on capturing the timeless beauty of nature, the moments that touch the core of human existence. Ethan became consumed by his pursuit of the perfect shot. He chased light and shadows, traversing icy paths and pushing himself to the limits of physical endurance. He became one with the winter landscape, his camera an extension of his being. He would spend hours waiting for the right moment, his eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of magic. He would follow animal tracks deep into the forest, hoping to capture a glimpse of nature's secrets. And when he finally found what he was looking for, he would click the shutter with a sense of exhilaration and triumph. But more often than not, the perfect shot remained just out of reach. It was as if nature was teasing him, reminding him that perfection is an ever-elusive concept. Yet, Ethan refused to be discouraged. He knew that the chase itself was as important as the destination, that every moment spent in pursuit of his art was a moment well lived. He would wake up before dawn, braving the biting cold, in search of the perfect light. He climbed hills, his breath coming out in puffs of white, in pursuit of the ideal composition. He waited patiently, his fingers growing numb, for the right moment to click the shutter. Driven by his renewed passion, Ethan became determined to capture the perfect photograph that encapsulated the essence of the winter landscape. He spent hours studying light and composition, seeking out the perfect vantage point that would allow him to convey the raw beauty he had witnessed. One cold morning, as Ethan stood on a hill overlooking a frozen lake, he felt a surge of excitement course through his veins. The light was perfect, casting a soft glow on the snow-covered trees. He lifted his camera to his eye, his fingers trembling with anticipation. And then, it happened. A lone fox emerged from the forest, its fur a fiery contrast against the white landscape. It paused for a moment, as if aware of Ethan's presence, before disappearing into the trees. In that fleeting moment, Ethan clicked the shutter, capturing a photograph that took his breath away. As he reviewed the image on his camera's screen, he felt a rush of emotions wash over him. The photograph reflected the raw beauty and tranquility he had experienced during his time in the winter house. It was a moment frozen in time, a testament to the power of nature and the resilience of the human spirit. Back at the winter house, Ethan sat in front of his computer, reviewing the photographs he had taken during his time in the snowy forest. Each image told a story, capturing moments of stillness and beauty. They reminded him of why he became a photographer in the first place, of the deep connection he felt to the natural world. As he scrolled through the images, Ethan felt a renewed sense of passion for his art. The doubts and uncertainties that had plagued him in the city seemed distant and insignificant. He realized that his purpose as a photographer was not just to capture beautiful images, but to inspire others to see the world through a different lens. With this newfound clarity, Ethan made a promise to himself. He would continue to seek out moments of beauty and wonder, not just in nature but in everyday life. He would share his photographs with the world, hoping to ignite a spark of inspiration in others. As Ethan packed his bags and prepared to leave the winter house, he felt a sense of gratitude and contentment wash over him. The transformative power of nature had left an indelible mark on his artistic journey. He carried with him a renewed sense of purpose and a deep appreciation for the enduring beauty of the winter landscape. As he drove away from the winter house, back towards the city's concrete embrace, Ethan knew that he would always carry a piece of this sanctuary with him. The memories and photographs he had captured would serve as a constant reminder of the solace and inspiration he had found in the snowy forest. And so, with a full heart and a camera filled with images, Ethan embarked on the next chapter of his artistic journey, ready to share his newfound passion with the world.